What up, though, man? It's James Vergato of God Over Genius, man. Here to give a review, man, or my input on the latest, blockbuster Netflix film called The Deliverance, directed by Lee Daniels. This movie is supposed to be about, it's based on true events. It's actually this lady, that they plugged her name at the end of the movie. She was in this home that was haunted, and her son got possessed by the devil. And it's a notorious home that ended up being bulldozed, and I think it was in Gary, Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. And due to paranormal activities and things of that nature occurring countless times, it was deemed as a haunted house. And Lee Daniels drew inspiration from the story to craft something similar. This woman by the name of Ebony Jackson, played by the beautiful Andra Day. She's in this home, and she's a struggling parent. The husband is like in Iraq, and she got like 3 kids, and her mom is moved in with him due to her struggling, but she ain't the best parent because the social worker on her tail, played by Monique, and because of that, she gotta step it up, but she's struggling and don't know what she's doing, and she's not paying attention to what's really going on, and her kids ended up, you feel me, getting possessed by the devil at this home. So they like dealing with spiritual warfare throughout the home, and that's like the premise of the story. And what goes on throughout the story is her trying to keep the kids and also fight the devil off. One thing I will say though, man, before I really get into depth about this film is I was always raised, man, that I couldn't go to everybody's house and everybody couldn't come to our house. You know what I'm saying? Majority of my life I grew up in a trailer, but once I got in high school, we finally got us a house, and I actually started having more people come over it in just because we had more space. But I couldn't go to everybody's crib because you really don't know what people be on, and you don't know what type of spirits people be having on them. And in some other videos I have to explain, I think I done caught some type of bad spirits fooling with people, because you just never know like what people got on them. And that's what this film somewhat illustrates. Like even because I'm from the South, I'm from Mississippi, so I always known like when people get their new houses, you're supposed to have like a preacher come through and pray over it. I mean, we had that happen in our house, even though pardon me, we built our house from the ground up. The day we moved in, we still had the preacher come through and pray over it. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I don't know if people believe in that, but after they watch a film like this, you probably should consider that. Like anytime you move into a new space, you might want to get somebody to pray over it. But back to the film. This was supposed to be a horror film, but yeah, it was just a lot that kind of took away from the horror. I didn't even know it was really a horror film until they literally show like the devil possessing the lady in the background who we're looking at, Alberta, who was played by Glenn Close. Now she done went viral for this role. Everybody talking about her scene and how she says something. I know TikTok will flag me for using the word, but she said some vulgar statements that just didn't even make sense for you to be possessed by the devil, and it's supposed to be a spiritual type encounter. And people thought it was somewhat of a satire and found a lot of comedic things in what was supposed to be a drama horror film. So Monique did an excellent job in her performance, if you ask me. I know her and Lee Daniels have had a lot of back and forths, and they weren't on the best of terms, but they linked back up. And I enjoyed her performance. You know what I'm saying? she tends to always, when it comes to these dark roles, man, like she did in Precious, she takes it to another level. It's a scene, man, where one of the children, gets possessed by the devil, and she real live, like, didn't look like she was acting, because like, um he got on top of the ceiling in the hospital, and she told the doctor, like, that boy just climbed the ceiling backwards and flipped off. It ain't nothing wrong with him. That boy got some serious, what I'm saying? And she proceeds to go on with talking about, like, because they tried to make it seem like he just, like, got anger issues, but she was like, hell no, like, it's something wrong with her. Like, we don't do that. We don't climb walls. So I actually heard Lee Daniels say in the Breakfast Club interview, which, shout out to the Breakfast Club, that's what made me want to watch this film, because I wouldn't have watched it if I ain't saw the interview. They did a great interview. Y'all should check that out. But he said he had like a priest on set during the film at all times, because they was like dealing with some like real spiritual things, like where they shooting the film. And I think they said after one of the scenes, Monique had to like go to the hospital or something like that. So, you play with the devil, you better bring God with you. Moral of the story. But there was a lot of funny moments in this film. Omar Epps was in there, which was random as hell. I'm like, man, shouldn't you be on Raising Kanan trying to come back to life or something? Because you went out sad. But he played like the sugar daddy to Alberta, you know what I mean, who played by Glenn. And it was random. I don't know, but he still, because he was working at like the hospital she was at when she found out she had chemo. Well, she got cancer and she was going through chemo treatment. So the movie is controversial, but the moral of the story in this film is just about how, the deliverance of demons get shunned out once you call on the name of Jesus. That's the moral of the story. And whatever demons you face, you got to call on Jesus to cast them out. That's the moral, or what I got from it. As far as like a must see movie, I don't feel that way about it. It was one of those, I'll watch it one time and I'm cool on it. I ain't gonna watch it multiple times, because I felt like it was a lot going on that kind of didn't stay consistent with the theme of the movie. And also I felt as though based off what the movie was supposed to be about, it kind of got watered down, because it's actually made the true story of the lady that went through that. They got a documentary called Demon House. I believe it's on YouTube. The ratings have went up on that, or views, pardon me, because of this movie. So yeah, man. I mean, but if you want to watch the movie just to see what it's all about, brace yourself for some of the scenes where the demonic possession and the lady gonna speak in tongues in the end. And she said in the interview it was real. Said she really was speaking in tongue. So yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot to unpack with that. I don't really know how. Some people said they felt something. I didn't. It just seemed like she was just making noise to me. But I'm not saying she wasn't, hearing Jesus. But that just, it was a lot going on with that. But that's pretty much my reaction to the movie, man. I'm not gonna harp on it too long, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I give it a 5. You know what I'm saying? Because it did keep my attention. I did watch it all the way through. But I'm more than likely, I think when I watch the documentary of the real story, I think it's gonna be way better than this. So yeah, man, drop a comment if you watch and let me know what your thoughts are, man. And make sure you subscribe to the God Level Genius YouTube channel, man. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell. I am James Vergato, and as always, be God level. The genius is in you. God level genius.